Well, hello. I want to welcome you to the next video with the Wilhelm brothers. This is a very interesting video. You can see a lot about how people camped and lived in the desert at the time. One of the interesting scenes here, and you'll see it in the video, it deals with a bobcat and a rattlesnake. And you can see that in the past, in this time, in the 1930s, skill was used to make sets and things exciting and whatnot rather than special effects. This scene, while no doubt a setup, was still probably very dangerous and worth looking at from any number of angles, whether technologically or the philosophy and so forth. But we don't want to overanalyze it. I think it's just something you need to enjoy this film and a time that was a little more skillful and innocent. And you'll see a lot of skill with the bow and arrow and the blowgun. And these skills at one time were commonplace with people, especially archery. Although the Wilhelms were world famous archers at the time and did a lot of trick shots for the movie industry. So with that, let's take a look at this film and enjoy it. I thank you very much.
Hello everyone, this is Ted Husing, and again it is my pleasure to introduce Sportlight's good friend and Walt Wilhelm of Yermo, California. These brothers are expert archers and blowgun specialists. They build all their own equipment in a shop back of their gas station. Walt, the older, is the blowgun champ. The sharp dart is placed in the tubing where a plunger reacts from the man-made air pressure and forces the dart out at high speed. When it hits the bullseye, it's too bad. Living in the Mojave Desert country, these cowboy mechanics constructed this queer-looking jalopy for traveling across the terrain in search of archery thrills. They know every high and low spot in this fascinating California area, and where they choose to go, they make Leaping Lena take them. There are few roads or trails, but that never bothers Lena. It's a little tough on the springs and human digestion, but when better desert cars are built, you can bet the Wilhelm lads will build them. When night comes, they curl up in sleeping bags alongside of tired Lena. Comes the dawn, and our sportsmen are still sawing wood. Desert life has its lure. Why, it even gets in your hair. Hey, Walt, who's your friend? Ticklish, huh? Oh, it's just a poor little homeless pack rat being rudely routed from a warm sleeping spot. On you big bully, he wouldn't harm anyone. Sit up, old-timer, look about you and get a whiff of that cool desert air in your nostrils. Ken, I see you've got an early morning caller. Oh, so you're going to bring that pop gun into use, huh? This big spider is usually harmless, but Ken doesn't fancy him crawling down his throat before breakfast. Good shot, Walt. Who's biting your toes, partner? Ah, you spoil that little pal's sleeping bag. While Walt plays chef, Ken decides to practice up a bit. I might as well let you in on it, folks. Ken is the world's greatest trick archer and also the world's greatest distant shot. He really knows this Robin Hood stuff. That straight as an arrow, right through the old can. Ken is always looking for some object to practice on. He'll take a pot shot at anything to get his eye and bow arm working together. Now, that's a fair-sized target. But look how straight he sinks that arrow in that cactus, which is about 150 feet away from where he stands. These fellows have lived all their lives in this desert country and have hunted more with bow and arrow than any two white men of whom we ever heard. They don't go in for target stuff. Their type is called field archery, where you must shoot from any position and entirely by instinct at stationary or moving objects. Hey, do you city slickers know that the popularity of archery in schools, colleges, clubs, and for hunting is growing with leaps and bounds? It's a real sport, but these fellows have more fun, more thrills and laughs with their bows and arrows than you can imagine. Always some new stunt or adventure. Look out, Walt. Little Cupid on the hilltop is playing games. Why, he darn near hit you right on the kisser. Oh, so he wants to tie on the old feed bag, huh? Come and get it. Besides his straight shooting ability, I think Ken is about half mountain goat the way he comes down that cliff. Boy, I can smell that hot Java. Careful, Bernie, Bernie. Hold that pose. He's got an idea for some new shooting stunt. Watch it. Wowie, I'll bet you won't need to shave because that trimmed your whiskers. Serves you right. Say, you guys are making me hungry. This scene has got to stop. It's kind of disturbing. Ah, so it's your turn to show off. Not bad. Not bad at all. Uh-oh, the old William Tell stuff. Say, you sure trust your big brother. Well, they say an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Oh, yeah? Say, if you fellows really want to kill each other, there are lots of simpler and less painful ways. You're the goat now, Walt, because he has an idea. Smacko, and that's really a match for any light-hearted fool to try. Well, there's considerable wildlife in the desert hills, but none more elusive than the spotted lynx, which feline is very similar to a large bobber wildcat. The boys spot one camouflaged among the rocks. They shoot an arrow to scare him onto a ledge. It's lawful and it's good sport to shoot these predatory animals, but no killing for these Wilhelm boys, no sir. They have an idea he'd make a nice tomcat to take home alive. Ken follows the feline like a human fly hanging on to the edge of the cliff. He may look like a nice big pussycat, but he could tear Ken's face to pieces and cause him to fall right off that ledge. Yes, sir, he's a fur-lined meat chopping machine. Come on, watch it. Watch it now. He'll jump at you. For Pete's sake, leave him alone. Say, look out. Look out where you're backing. There's a coiled rattler right by your foot. Ooh, be careful. Boy, this gives me the willies. Now, Walt, you see him. Well, do something, because your kid brother is caught between a wildcat and a rattler with no way out. Boy, if he strikes, you're out. For the love of Mike, Walt, don't miss. Smacko, right on the head. Swell shot, Walt. That's one menace eliminated. But how about Tabby? He's still on the loose. Scram, Kitty. I think you're next if Ken ever gets close enough to put salt on your tail. Oh, you're going to play games with the wildcat, eh, boys? Hey, are you fellas going to play tennis or go fishing? Attaboy, lead with your left and find out what makes a wildcat wild. With that stout rope and your nerve, you should go right in and wrap up that 40 pounds of dynamite. Well, sourpuss, you kind of look confused. You'd better give in because that snare has tangled up many wild prowlers of the wasteland before. Your goose is cooked because these Wilhelm boys know their stuff. You look kind of formal wearing those gloves, Ken, but you're right. You won't need a manicure when you get finished playing with the kitty. In the bag. Take him away, gang. He's a nice pet for Aunt Hattie. But if you send him to me, please be sure you stuff him first, will you, boys? That bow and narrow escape brings to a close this near catastrophe. Oh, is that bad? Hey, you dropped something, Walt. Dusk in the desert and the shadows fall. Well, it looks like a lot of fun, folks. Adios.